Hello everyone, I'm forecaster Jack Sillin here to discuss the weather for the weekend, here Memorial Day weekend 2019. It's going to be a hot one across southeastern parts of the country. We can see that here in our upper level map from the ECMWF. This is at weathermodels.com. You can see a big ridge of high pressure here. That's a sign of hot conditions, and sure enough, we'll see record-breaking heat develop over the next few days. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. This is for late tonight and into early tomorrow. You can see that cooler weather is going to be focused across parts of the west coast. We'll see some more showers and thunderstorms develop out in the plains, some of which could be strong to severe, although we're not expecting any major outbreaks like we've seen in the recent weeks. So the good news on that front, you can see most of the energy associated with these troughs is really back farther to the west and a lot less in the way of upper level winds as you move into the Great Plains where the moisture is. Off to the north and east, we'll have a more seasonably cool weather. A few weak disturbances here. This is Sunday morning, a weak disturbance approaching northern New England. Not expecting too much in the way of impacts from that. This is a look at the moisture, and again, you can see we're sort of stuck in the same pattern where we have this big area of high pressure out across the southeast. That's going to be responsible for the heat, and it's also going to be pushing moisture up north into the plains. So while the severe weather threat is going to be a little bit less than we saw last week, the flooding threat is only going to continue to rise. Another factor that's playing into that is the amount of recent rain that we've had over these, or the amount of rain that we've had in recent times over these areas. This is a look at the last 30 days. You can see well over a foot of rain across parts of northern Oklahoma into southeastern Kansas and Missouri. This has led rivers well up above flood stage, so any more rain that falls in here is going to have a disproportionately large impact on flooding, as opposed to if we saw this with drier preceding conditions. Another way to measure this, the response or sensitivity of rainfall, or of the flooding systems to additional rainfall, is the flash flood guidance shown here. This is basically a measure of how much rain you have to get in a certain period of time to get flash flooding. So this is for 1 hour, right? So how much rain do you need to fall in 1 hour to get flash flooding? And you can see that the values from parts of the Texas Panhandle into northern Oklahoma and Kansas are really only 1 to 2 inches, and that's not a whole lot of rain, especially to get in a thunderstorm. So any thunderstorms that develop here are going to pose a big flooding threat in the next few days. So watch out for that, and if you're in a flood-prone area, make sure you have your plan in place, ready to go in case the waters begin to rise. Out in the southeastern part of the country where we have the big heat, this is a way of looking at just how record-breaking the heat might be. This is the Weather Service's forecast for high temperatures each of the next 7 days, and then plotted on top of that, we've circled the stations that may see daily record max temperatures broken. And you can see that we have plenty of max temperature records set to fall as temps get up into the upper 90s and lower 100s. Thankfully, the dew points not going to be too bad here in the 50s and 60s. That's part of what's going to enable the temperatures to get so high. But still, if you happen to be out and about in parts of Atlanta, Georgia, rest of Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, or North Carolina, make sure you are taking proper precautions to protect yourself against the heat. So make sure not to endure too much strenuous activity in the heat of the day. Stick to the shady areas, so on and so forth. So that's the heat in the southeast. It's really no end in sight here in the next 7 days. By day 7, we're still looking at temps in the 90s, although some cooler air may be trying to sneak in from the north and west. I'll talk about more about next week's weather sometime Monday or Tuesday. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at WEATHER.US, and you can follow me at Jack Sillin for more up-to-date information as we head through Memorial Day weekend. I hope you have a good weekend, and thanks for watching.